What do we got first? Apologies. Is Rob? I hear Rob's an apology.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Is any other apologies? No, everyone else is here. Okay. Someone move the apologies, please. Thanks, Aarun and Diana. No one for open forum? No, bit hard on this anyway. We'll go to the confirmation of the minutes held on 2nd of February. Someone like to move the minutes?
I'll move that, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Diana. And was that you, Aarun?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any matters from the minutes? No, I think it was pretty cut and dried. Apparently, Rob, no, Steffy, in her scenario for her exam, had a cousin as sitting on the panel. I thought, well, we were talking about that today, because Aarun had to be a conflict of interest because of that. So, yeah, that worked well. Okay, reports, environmental activity report. Liam, do you want to give us an overview of that?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair, and apologies to everyone who's already seen this report through community boards or Te Kahu Mata this morning. But I think Bonita, you can be the beneficiary of this one. So yeah, I'll try to stay awake. Those people who've already heard it. But in terms of just probably 6 or 7 sort of key points, this report sort of covers off the sort of 2 months of data. Just starting with the building consent information, I guess it's somewhat pleasing to see that there's been an uptick in consent volumes, and that our statutory compliance is sort of keeping pace with that as well. So we've sort of come through a bit of a dip. We're starting to move up into that 80% sort of percentile, which I'm reasonably happy with. Still trying to get to 100, but we're moving in the right direction. I think although there's some seasonal sort of data coming through, log fires and people getting ready for winter, there's still a consistent high number of new houses coming on, with Hara and Opanaki, I guess the two main recipients of those. Probably one thing that's pleasing is we've I guess knocked off a few of our non-complying sort of buildings and structures. So the notice to fix and dangerous building notice list has shrunk somewhat. There's still a couple of big ticket items on there, and one we'll talk about a bit later on with the Patea Cool stores. Moving to sort of resource consents, subdivision's still strong across the district, and one thing we'll be doing for the next agenda round is translating those subdivision consents into actual lots. So for this round, while it's not in the report, we can sort of verbalise that the 23 subdivisions we do have, it translates to about 113 new lots for the district.
Awesome.
I think it's about 65 that are in the rural zone and the remainder in the residential. So sort of gives an indication of where the pressure's heading. Animal control still remains a bit of a concern, and again, that's something we'll be picking up on a little bit later on. Another feature of I guess upcoming reports is reporting on resolution sort of profiles across some of that regulatory data. So we can, for the next reports, we'll be able to see what's been taken to an infringement, what remains open, what's gone to prosecution. And so for things like abandoned vehicles, where this reporting round we've had a great deal of success in bringing some of those things to a conclusion, either finding owners and infringing or impounding. For illegal dumping, we've had no success. It's been sort of 3-0 against us, where we've just had to go out and clean up the rubbish. There hasn't been any ability to trace an origin. So we'll be reporting on that in actual words for upcoming reports. Probably just to finish on, a couple of positive notes. Environment sustainability, big active focus of activity at the moment. The organic waste feasibility studies coming to a newsstand near you, and there'll be some workshops, I think, being scheduled for across May and June for elected members, board chairs, and also the EWA liaison committee. So those houses will go around and then look to finalise and get a direction on that. Probably just as a complete aside, not in the report, but the government released today the Biodiversity Strategy Implementation Plan. So we're madly looking through that. You may recall, I think, some dot points in one of the annual plan, upcoming annual plan about things that we were sort of identifying that might be sort of tagged on to the release of some sort of plan from the government. So we'll be having a very close look at that just to see what we need to program in that space. So that's it for me. Happy to take any questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, is there any questions from the committee?
Yes, I have one. Thank you, Councillor Mackay. Just on your dangerous building notices, your forever friend, Liam. Are you aware that the said building veranda has been torn down by a truck, and it's council's fault, of course? And it's just about to fix that. But currently it's hanging by the strops in the frame that's sitting there, and we've got tape around that corner, and I'm just concerned of how many years that's going to look like that.
Through you, Mr. Chair, it's actually quite ironic because we were just having legal advice come in pretty much the day that truck hit it. So we've just had to revise that, and the new advice has come in this morning from our legal counsel. I guess, long story short, yes, it's still a dangerous building. We're still treating it as such, and I think there's now the potential added complexity that the veranda needs to be reinstated because it's an active pedestrian frontage. So it can't just be pulled away and left sort of verandaless. So there's a few other things that we need to look at in that sort of area. So yeah, it's on our hot active list, probably along with Patea Cool Stores and a couple of Glover Road properties.
Awesome, thank you, Liam.
Okay, any other questions? Just congratulations, Liam, on your percentages. They're much better than they were. That's great. We're getting there. It's been a long haul, but hopefully things might slow down a bit and we'll be able to keep up with everything. So that's good. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Someone like to move that we receive the activity report? Thanks, Bonita. Thanks, Aarun. Oh, Steffy. Okay, thanks, Steffy. All those in favour of adopting it, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion carried. Right, we're pretty much up to public exclusion. Someone like to move we're in public exclusion, please. Thanks, Diana. Thanks, Bonita. Okay, all those in favour?